On Thanksgiving Day, 2004, the disappearance of Angela Shiers Barrentine became a defining moment for her family and community in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Angela was just 27 years old at the time. On that morning, she left her home with the intention of visiting a store. However, she never returned, and concerns began to grow among her family when she failed to come back by the expected time. Angela was last seen in Edwards, Mississippi, around noon, a detail later confirmed by investigators involved in the case. The precise circumstances of her activities that day remain documented strictly within these sightings, forming the central elements of the timeline surrounding her disappearance. Without warning, Angela's absence sent ripples of worry through the Barrentine family. Relatives grew increasingly concerned as hours passed without word from Angela, prompting them to take immediate action. Faced with uncertainty and fearing the worst, her family reported Angela as a missing person to the Vicksburg Police Department later that day. This step marked the beginning of an official search that would eventually involve multiple agencies. From the moment Angela was reported missing, every aspect of her case was handled with seriousness by local law enforcement, and their records reflect the urgency with which they acted. Angela's sudden disappearance left her loved ones searching for answers. Uncertainty and heartbreak quickly replaced the hope of her safe return. For those closest to her, the days following Thanksgiving became marked by sleepless nights, countless phone calls, and tireless efforts to learn the truth. The landscape of their daily lives was altered by confusion and anxiety, each passing hour bringing new challenges as they struggled to comprehend what had happened. The turmoil endured by the Barrentine family during these early hours and days formed the emotional core of the investigation, defining the persistent search for Angela and the widespread quest to understand the circumstances surrounding her vanishing. After Angela Shiers Barrentine was reported missing to the Vicksburg Police Department, the scope of the investigation grew to include multiple agencies, reflecting the seriousness of her disappearance. Recognizing the complex nature of her movements on Thanksgiving Day, authorities expanded the search boundaries to include both Warren and Hinds counties, since Angela had connections and traveled in both regions that day. The coordinated efforts between the Vicksburg Police and the Warren County Sheriff's Department marked a shift in the approach, prioritizing broad collaboration and thorough coverage of all possible routes and locations linked to Angela's last known whereabouts. In the weeks and months following her disappearance, law enforcement agents, assisted by community members and Angela's family, conducted exhaustive searches along riverbanks, through rural areas, and in neighborhoods she might have visited. Despite the persistence and determination guiding these efforts, leads remained elusive for an extended period, causing both mounting frustration and heightened concern among Angela's loved ones. The passage of time intensified the emotional toll, but did not diminish the urgency or resolve shared by investigators and family. Eventually, the search came to a tragic conclusion months later, when skeletal remains in a pickup truck were discovered in the Big Black River. The vehicle was found upside down, submerged just south of Highway 80 near the Kansas City Southern Railroad Bridge, at the boundary separating Warren and Hinds counties. Local authorities moved quickly to retrieve and examine the remains, which were subsequently identified as those of Angela. Angela Shiers Barrentine's disappearance left a profound impact on her family, most deeply felt by her daughter, Ginger Lewis. At the time her mother went missing, Ginger was only 9 years old. The absence of Angela marked a sudden and painful shift in Ginger's childhood, cutting short the moments and life lessons shared between mother and daughter. Angela had been an integral part of Ginger's life, with memories of fishing trips together, singing country music songs, and learning to cook, imbuing Ginger's early years with warmth and togetherness. These motherly activities, foundational to their bond, ended abruptly with Angela's disappearance on Thanksgiving Day 2004. For Ginger, the loss was not solely about the missing presence at home. It represented a rupture in her understanding of family, safety, and certainty. She has spoken about the difficulty of losing her mother at such a formative age, stating that she really kind of got that cut short for me. taken from me." Now, Ginger has reached the same age her mother was when she disappeared, an emotional milestone that amplifies reflection and longing for the experiences they never got to finish. 18 years have passed, but Ginger's journey for closure continues, marked by efforts to seek clarity and answers about the circumstances surrounding Angela's vanishing. Part of this journey involves Ginger's collaboration with private investigator Corey Seal, whose involvement reflects her enduring commitment to uncovering the truth. Ginger's feeling of unresolved loss remains tangible, as she has described herself as still a little girl who lost her mom and doesn't understand why. Her determination to pursue justice and understanding persists despite the long years, and Ginger's story illustrates how the search for answers and healing stretches far beyond the case itself. The status of the investigation into Angela Shiers Barrentine's disappearance and death remains officially open. As of the most recent reports, law enforcement is still actively considering new leads, and the case continues to be a matter of ongoing inquiry within Warren County. Sheriff Martin Pace of Warren County has played a central role in overseeing the investigation, emphasizing the enduring commitment of his department to finding answers despite the considerable passage of time. Sheriff Pace's statements reflect both the gravity of the case and the careful approach required in order to honor the Barrentine family's need for resolution. His ongoing involvement underscores a cooperative relationship with other jurisdictions and a thorough review of every detail as new information has emerged. A significant factor complicating the investigation is the matter of jurisdiction, as Angela's travels on Thanksgiving Day 2004 spanned both Warren and Hinds counties. She visited friends and locations in both areas, which has required collaboration between multiple law enforcement agencies. This multi-jurisdictional complexity has made it more challenging to reconstruct Angela's precise movements and establish a cohesive timeline for the day she disappeared. The investigation has consistently drawn upon official records and local resident accounts, yet the incomplete picture has hindered definitive conclusions. Private investigator Corey Seal has contributed to the case in a supporting role, working alongside Angela's daughter and family. According to Seal, the uncertainty surrounding Angela's death is compounded by the condition of her remains when discovered. The available evidence did not permit authorities to classify her death definitively as either an accident or a homicide. This ambiguity has made the process of determining exactly what happened especially difficult for all involved. Law enforcement has acknowledged these challenges, noting that the open status of the case is a direct result of the complexities inherent in the evidence, and the investigative Angela Shiers Barrentine's disappearance and death have led to continuous calls for information from both her family and local investigators in Vicksburg. The Barrentine family maintains annual remembrances of Angela and often marks Thanksgiving with both sorrow and renewed hope, reflecting on the loss that occurred during this season. The emotional toll of Angela's absence weighs heavily, with each passing holiday underscoring the gap felt by her loved ones. These moments of reflection are significant not only for the family, but also within the community, serving to reinforce the urgency and importance of finding answers to unresolved questions about Angela's fate. Efforts to raise community awareness have been consistent and purposeful, with public requests for tips and assistance issued in collaboration with law enforcement. The Warren County Sheriff's Department continues to seek new information and asks anyone who may have knowledge relevant to the case to come forward. This call to action is echoed by Central Mississippi Crime Stoppers, encouraging community members to share details or possible leads through established tip lines, specifically reaching out to those who might hold information from the time Angela went missing or from subsequent developments that could relate to her disappearance. Through perseverance, Angela's daughter, Ginger Lewis, and other family members remain steadfast in their hope for justice and closure. Ginger's engagement with investigators and her willingness to publicly share her experiences exemplify this ongoing pursuit. The family's dedication to uncovering the truth and seeking resolution is reflected not only in personal remembrances and emotional resilience, but also in their continued advocacy for answers. Only the facts are presented here, with official calls for community assistance serving as the most current steps in the enduring search for justice for Angela Shiers Barrentine.